This is the Sakar Murli of the 31st of March 2023. Essence. Sweet children, keep your temper very sweet. Don't cause anyone sorrow, even by mistake. To speak bad words, to get angry, to scold someone are all ways of causing sorrow. Question. In what form does Maya set you children an examination? And how can you remain unshakable during that examination? Answer. The main examinations come in the forms of lust and anger. It is very difficult to stop these two from chasing you. The evil spirit of anger repeatedly knocks on your door. It watches to see whether you are barking at someone. Many types of storms come to shake the lamp. The way to remain unshakable during these examinations is to have yoga with the Father, who is the Almighty Authority. Let the drums of happiness play inside you. Only this knowledge and the power of yoga can enable you to pass these examinations. Song. This war is between the weak and the powerful. This is the story of the lamp and the storms. Om Shanti. The Father explains, and you children understand, that you have come once again to the Father from beyond. All the rest are physical fathers. At this time, everyone has a devilish intellect, whereas in the Golden Age, everyone has a divine intellect. After becoming devilish, you definitely have to become divine again. There is a great deal of difference between being devilish and being divine, being impure and being pure. You know that you were pure and that Ravan then made you impure. We are now once again claiming our inheritance of the pure world, our fortune of the kingdom of the Golden Age, for 21 births from the Father. It is only when Baba tells you children that you remember it, but then you forget it. When something is remembered, the heart is eager to tell others about it. If it is not remembered, the heart neither has that desire to tell others, nor does that wave of happiness emerge. The face would seem wilted. You know that we are now claiming our fortune of the kingdom of the Golden Age that we lost. The land that was lost to the Christians has already been reclaimed, but no one knows that it was Maya who snatched away your kingdom. This land has already been reclaimed from the Christians by force and hunger strikes, etc. There is no question of that here. It is in your hearts that you are claiming your fortune of the kingdom once again, just as you did 5,000 years ago, by following the Father's Srimat. He doesn't instruct you to use a sword, etc. He says, children, keep your temper sweet. Become very sweet. In the Golden Age, both the lion and the lamb drink water together from the same pool. They live with one another with love. They do not attack anyone or cause sorrow, whereas here there are many attacks of sorrow. To use the sword of lust is also an attack of sorrow. To say bad words to someone, to get angry and scold someone, is also to cause that one sorrow. The Father says, don't cause sorrow for anyone in this way. Make your temper very sweet. Do not do anything that causes sorrow for anyone, even by mistake. It is said of Sri Krishna that he abducted many queens. Nevertheless, it is still said that he abducted them in order to make them happy. You now know that it is not a question of Sri Krishna. The Bhagavad is connected to the Gita, and the Mahabharat war is also connected to the Gita. It is now that same confluence age. There is no mention of Sri Krishna. The kingdom of Sri Krishna is in the golden age. Sri Krishna did not tie rakis for changing impure ones into pure ones. That festival is for purifying the impure, and it is the Supreme Soul, the purifier, and not Sri Krishna, who carries out that task. Sri Krishna took birth in the Golden Age. Kans, Ravan, Supnaka, etc. cannot exist there. It is at this time that the community of devils exists. You now understand all of these things. It is in your intellects that you have studied Raj Yoga with the Unlimited Father innumerable times and claimed a status in the kingdom for 21 births, and that you then lost your fortune of the kingdom through Maya. The children who climb into the hearts of the mother, the father and the grandfather become worthy to sit on the throne. What status would those who are not obedient claim? You have to claim a status in the Sun Dynasty kingdom. Otherwise you will become maids and servants who are only worth pennies. Some do not follow Bapdada's directions. The instructions of Brahma are famous. Shiv Baba's Srimat is also famous. Along with Brahma and Shiv Baba, the directions of their children should also be famous. You have to follow the directions of both Shiv Baba and Brahma, because only then will you become elevated. In order to become elevated, the mother and father have such good dana. They teach all the children. All the children receive Murlis. This one's part is to teach. There are some children who teach better than the mother and father. There is no comparison to Shiv Baba. He is the highest of all anyway. At this time, some of you children become cleverer than Mama and Baba. No one has become complete. One thorn or another continues to prick when Maya attacks. Storms come to the lamps. The more you stay in Gyan and Yoga, the brighter you lamps will remain with this oil. When there is not much oil left in a lamp, its light becomes dim. The lamps of some remain burning very brightly. Storms come to souls, that is, to the lamps. Storms will come. Baba says, I am the one who is number one in experiencing these. Maya becomes powerful with a powerful one. The Father explains, O lamps, storms will come, but do not perform any sin through your sense organs. If someone says anything, listen with one ear and let it out of the other. Let there be this practice. Anger completely destroys a person. That too is a big examination. The vice of anger comes and knocks on your door. It sees whether a soul is barking. As soon as someone begins to bark, the lamp goes out. Maya continues to set examinations for everyone. It is understood for some that they didn't used to have anger, but they now do have anger. Baba had many good children, but they weren't able to tolerate the storms of Maya, and so they fell. It is then said that that is their fortune. They weren't able to withstand an examination. You children have to remain as completely unshakable as Angad during any examination. That too is an example, because there is no such being as Hanuman. Let the drums of happiness play inside you children. By having yoga with the Father, the Almighty Authority, you automatically receive help. You do not use the power of weapons. Baba teaches you all the methods. Remember the Father, and your sins will be absolved. There are also different stages of anger. The evil spirit of lust is very bad. May the evil spirit of lust not enter anyone again. You have to use the power of yoga to remove it. The evil spirit of anger is also removed by having yoga. It knocks on your door again and again. Wherever it sees a margin, it enters. These 5 thieves cause a great deal of loss within you. We used to be so wealthy. The 5 vices have made you poverty-stricken. The leader of these is lust. The second number is anger. It is with great difficulty that lust, the child emperor, leaves you alone. It is a very great enemy. It causes great distress. Poor innocent ones are beaten so much. You can't even bear to hear their complaints. It is only the one Father who hears these complaints. However, Baba will only listen to the complaints of those who are honest, not of those who are false. Therefore, these vices make human beings totally dirty. When the sickness of anger erupts in you, it not only destroys you, but it even spoils the nourishment of others. It creates upheaval and stops those who want to come to take nourishment from Baba. Bondage is imposed on them, and their future income for innumerable births is stopped. How great would be the sins of those who put obstacles in front of the ones claiming their inheritance from the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. Don't even ask. Instead of having mercy on themselves, it is as though they are cursing themselves. If someone becomes a traitor, he causes damage to so many. They experience obstructions in making their future lives like a diamond. This is why the Father says, if you want to see great sinners, great fools, and greatly unfortunate ones, you can see them here. If incorrect things are printed in the newspapers, it causes many difficulties for the poor mothers. If they know this and still do bad things, then how much punishment would they receive from Dharamraj? The Father says, do not become traitors and perform such actions that innocent ones are beaten as a result. They are also known as the furious ones. The temperature of the blood in their heads rises so much that they would even pick up a sword and be ready to kill. They would then be hanged on the gallows. Some here also become like that. When the vice of anger enters them, they stop so many from earning their income. The Father says the punishment for such souls is very severe. Those who become traitors and create obstacles accumulate huge sins on their heads. Those who ascend taste the nectar of heaven, but if they fall, every bone in their bodies is crushed. Here you can either become a master of heaven or a servant. Those who perform such actions become such sinful souls. They become instruments to cause sorrow for many. Baba has great mercy on them. The mothers have to be given regard. It is said salutations to the mothers. The Father comes and places the urn of nectar on the mothers. They are assaulted a great deal, and so a great deal of help has to be given to those long lost and now found children. If someone performs wrong actions instead of helping, so much damage is caused. You have to become extremely capable in order to change devils into deities. Baba creates your new portraits while you are alive. Artists paint portraits, and those who paint good pictures receive a prize. This Father says, I create such portraits of you with Gyan and with the power of yoga, that after you leave your bodies, you will receive very first-class bodies. You will change from humans into deities. Through knowledge and the power of yoga, you become so beautiful. There is no other first-class craftsman such as Baba. It is the Father's task to transform humans into deities. This is the number one service through which the whole world is transformed. No one knows that sweet Father. They say he is omnipresent. It is not in the intellects of human beings that this impure world is hell. This is only in the intellects of you children. The wealth of the greatest millionaires is to turn to dust, and they will die in great sorrow. Nowadays, when strong animosity develops, even eminent people are killed. Don't even ask. Very bad times are to come. You children are now making effort for the future. No one else makes effort for the future. However, while you are making effort, Maya makes you forget and you then become as you were before. Maya turns your faces completely away. Therefore you have to take great care. To whatever extent possible, remember Baba with happiness. We are once again claiming our inheritance of happiness for our future 21 births from the Father. By remembering the Father, you will experience happiness. People experience happiness when they see palaces, etc., with their eyes. You understand, through a divine vision or your third eye of knowledge, that you will receive your inheritance of happiness from the Father for all time. However, that is only when you follow the Father's Srimat. He continues to caution you, children, follow Srimat and become very sweet. Stay quiet and remember the Father. There is no one in this world as fortunate as you children. You become the masters of the world. There is a great deal of happiness there. It is also understood that those who study Raj Yoga now will be the ones who studied it in the previous cycle. You see that the guides do service and that they bring buds as well as flowers to the master of the garden. In return for their service, they receive thanks. Knowledge is very easy. This life is known as the most valuable one. You change from stones to diamonds and from poor to wealthy. It is remembered. If you want to know about supersensuous joy, ask the gopis and gopis. But which gopis and gopis? Baba says that this is a huge lottery. The Father is the creator of heaven. Therefore it is very easy to remember the Father and heaven. It is no small thing to become the masters of heaven. There is no other religion there. You children have come to know that you have been seeing many different types of sorrow for half a cycle. You should now make very good effort. No one can be happy in this world. There, everyone will be happy. There is a great pleasure in claiming a high status in such a kingdom of happiness. You should not fall repeatedly by being slapped in a boxing match. If you indulge in vice, you will be hurt very badly. Anger too is very bad. You should not be hurt again and again, otherwise you will fall. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the Mother, the Father, Bapdada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharma. 1. Do not perform any such action that, instead of it being a blessing, it would be a curse on you. Do not become a traitor under the influence of any of the evil spirits. 2. Follow Srimat and become very sweet. Stay quiet. Speak with a very sweet temper. Never become influenced by lust or anger. Blessing. May you constantly be an image of cheerfulness and stay beyond any attraction of good or bad with your sanskars of easiness. Make your sanskars so easy that you remain easy while performing every task. If your sanskars are tight, circumstances will also become tight, and you will then have tight interactions in your relationships and connections. Tight means to be caught in a struggle. Therefore, with sanskars of easiness and observing every scene of the drama, stay beyond any attraction of good or bad. Do not let any goodness or anything bad attract you. You will then remain cheerful. Slogan: those who are full of all attainments are ignorant of any knowledge of desire. Om Shanti.